All right, now on the record in the case of State versus David Morgan. This is case number 23020-868-4. This is the time set for hearing in this matter. Is the state ready to proceed?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. Morgan, are you ready to proceed?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and so this is how we will proceed. Once both of you are sworn in, first the officer will testify. When he completes his testimony, Mr. Morgan, you'll have the opportunity to ask him questions or cross-examine him. And once you've completed that, you'll then have the opportunity to testify on your own behalf. At the end of your testimony, there may be rebuttal testimony following the same procedure, and then I'll close down the evidentiary portion of the hearing and make my ruling based on the evidence and the law that applies in this case. The standard of proof with regards to civil traffic matters such as this is by a preponderance of the evidence. That means that I have to find that it's more likely than not you committed the offense in order to find you responsible in this matter. Do you have any questions about how we're going to proceed?
Only with regards to marking of exhibits. I'd already marked them on the back, but if do I need to use them?
That's fine if you mark them. That's not a problem. Okay. Then,
okay, fine. Yeah.
so let's have both of you stand. Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this case will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
I do.
Okay, go ahead and proceed then. Officer, please state your name and spell your last name for the record.
My name is William Frumling. Last name is spelled F-R-O-M-M-L-I-N-G.
And your occupation?
I'm a police officer with the city of Tempe, and I've been a sworn police officer since October 2015.
Okay, and I'm going to direct your attention to what would have been the 3rd of August of this year at about 6:18 in the afternoon, in the evening. What happened on that date at that time?
Yeah, on August 3rd, 2023 at 6:18 p.m., I was working on a police motorcycle, working as a uniformed police officer in the city of Tempe. I was assigned to the Tempe Police Department Traffic Bureau, where my main priority is traffic enforcement. During this day and this time, I was specifically working a pedestrian detail. I was traveling westbound on Apache Boulevard, approaching Rural Road, and I was approaching a green light, and it appeared to be a green light for several seconds. As I got closer to the road, I noticed a male wearing a red jacket or shirt, walking northbound on the east crosswalk along Rural Road, crossing Apache Boulevard. That male was in the middle of the street and was when not supposed to be, as my traffic was approaching him on a green light. As I got closer, I noticed.
Let me just see if I've got. I want to make sure I have the picture right. So you are actually on Apache Boulevard. You have a green line, and at the intersection, you see someone walking across Apache. Were they in the crosswalk?
Yes, within the marked crosswalk, which is governed by a pedestrian signal.
Okay, go ahead.
As I got closer to that intersection, I looked to the left and noticed that the pedestrian signal was working and that there was a raised hand, which indicates to pedestrians not to cross the road. I stopped my motorcycle on the northeast corner to meet with the person that I observed crossing the road, and he was identified as David Morgan, who identified himself using an Arizona ID card. He appeared apologetic and was issued a citation for ARS 28-646A2, which is a pedestrian failing to obey a pedestrian signal. He was given directions for how to take care of the ticket, as well as a flyer for a diversion class. I would like to present State's Exhibit 1, which on rare occasions I do have body camera, and this occasion, for once, my body camera actually showed the violation occurring. On the left side of the picture, you'll see Mr. Morgan crossing the road. At that point in the roadway, he is within a marked crosswalk, and on the upper right, you'll see the green light for my traffic, indicating that traffic is actually crossing his path.
Here we go. Thanks, sir.
And that's state certificate number 1.
Yes.
And do you have any objection to that coming into the record, sir?
No.
Okay, it'll be admitted. You said you can see him in the roadway?
Yes.
Can you point out where you can see? Oh, there I see him.
Yep, he's just on the left side of the photo, wearing red.
Okay.
It should be noted that this intersection of Rural and Apache is within the city of Tempe and within the jurisdiction of this court. And at this time, stay rest.
Okay. Can you ID the person that was crossing that day in the courtroom stand?
Yes, he is the male sitting to my right wearing the suit.
And, okay. Do you have any questions you want to ask the officer?
May I look at the photo again for just a moment? Thank you. Thank you. So, Officer, should I remain standing or?
No, stay seated.
Thank you very much. So you didn't actually, may I make sure I understand? So when you approached the intersection westbound, was there traffic in the westbound lanes?
No, westbound lanes. Around my location, yes, I don't remember what was in front of me at that point though.
So, did you recall if there was any traffic in the eastbound lanes at that moment?
No, I don't remember.
Did you actually see me leave the sidewalk off on the south side?
No, I did not.
And so, in the photo, I really can't tell from the photo. Do you recall, when you first saw me, was I walking or was I standing?
You appear to be walking.
And where was it from that photo?
You're pretty close to where you were at in that photo is when I first saw you.
Okay, very good, thank you. So, can you tell me how the signals work? The pedestrian sign indicator, warning, or whatever it's called, has basically 3 states, correct? It has a walk state, which I think is white.
And you have the answer yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. And then we have red, which is clearly don't walk, and like that, something like that.
Yes.
But then we have a flashing red, correct?
Yes.
What's the significance of flashing red? What does it mean?
The moment, so this, a pedestrian can only enter the roadway to cross the roadway when and the pedestrian is given a white signal which depicts a person walking. That tells a person that they can walk. Once it starts flashing red with upraised hand, and it's flashing red, the pedestrian can no longer enter into the roadway. Especially at that intersection at Rural and Apache, it gives several seconds to allow pedestrians to finish crossing the roadway if they already have entered in when legally allowed to do so.
I don't recall that location, but some of them I've noticed, I just noticed one here a few minutes ago, have a seconds indicator. Apparently, I assume it's a countdown indicator anyway. And I've seen them as high as 19. I don't know if they start at 20 seconds or whatever. But, so that numerical indication is.
So we're not going to get into testimony unless you're going to tell me that there was a countdown. We're not going to go.
Okay, yes, I'm sorry. I don't recall. Is there a countdown indicator at that location?
At that location, there is a countdown.
Okay, very good, thank you. So, do I understand correctly, would you dispute that I was standing in basically the median, there's no real island at that location, at the time that you observed me?
Yes, standing near it would be how I would describe it, yes.
Like still approaching it?
As I approached, the very first moment that I first saw you, I did notice that you were taking at least a couple steps closer northbound, but then you did stop as I got closer.
Okay. I don't have any further questions, Your Honor.
All right, then. Please state your name and spell last name for the record.
David M. Morgan, M-O-R-G-A-N.
And we're trying to tell you.
My recollection of the situation, clearly, I was standing in the median. At the time, I realized I was not going to be able to cross the road safely. I was standing in again, there is not really any, I'm sorry, I should have presented these first.
Well, please tell me what they are.
Oh, I'm sorry, these are exhibits of the photographs of the intersection taken about a month later.
Okay. And that's exhibits what, 1 through?
A through E, I'm sorry, I don't know if that's a hand. These were taken a bit earlier in the afternoon, I don't think the time is of any particular significance.
Okay.
So, anyway, that's my clear recollection. I admit I didn't.
Sit down.
Thank you. I don't have any clear recollection of the moment I entered the intersection, except that I would not have entered the intersection if I thought it was unsafe to walk across the street, and I thought it was unlikely that I would make it across the street within the given time frame. My recollection is that I found myself in the middle of the intersection, and I did what, I didn't know the law at the time, but I did what seemed reasonable, which was stand still in the most safe location I could find at the moment. When I later referenced the law, which you have, I know, it suggests that it doesn't have a clear indication of what the flashing means. And number 2 in 28-646 indicates a pedestrian who has partially completed crossing on a walk signal shall proceed to a sidewalk or safety island while the don't walk signal is shown, which is precisely what I did.
Anything else?
No, Your Honor, I think that's it.
Okay. I'm going to close down the evidentiary portion of the hearing and make our rulings. So you couldn't have stepped out into the crosswalk when it was walking, because you would have made it across the street prior to it changing colors to green. You just would have, especially if there's a countdown indicator that would have been the way it would have been set up. Stopping in the middle, safer, but then going on across, it doesn't mean if you've gotten to the intersection illegally, stepped out at the wrong time, that you can then cross later on. That's not what that means. I'm going to find you responsible. What's your financial situation with regards to, are you working, are you retired?
Working part-time, primarily retired.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to set the fine at $200. Can you pay that today, sir?
No, I can't.
All right, then you have a right to appeal my decision. And you'll need to set up payments at the front counter. So what you're going to need to do is fill out the paperwork on the back wall. There's a ledge. There's the white and yellow paper. One's Spanish, one's English. You fill it out, put it in the south end of the lobby in the slot there, and then wait in the lobby until they call out your name on the intercom and call you up to one of the windows. Okay? Can we get this? You take care of that before you leave. You need to set up those payments before you leave today. Okay, thank you. Ian Fang?